Hi, I'm Waylon. For 15 years, I thought I understood what marriage meant: partnership, loyalty, trust. My wife Melissa and I had built what I considered a good life. A charming colonial in the suburbs, respectable careers, and a wide circle of friends and family who joined us for our legendary summer barbecues. That's where everything fell apart, actually, at what would become our final barbecue. Waylon, could you grab more ice from the garage? My brother-in-law Derek asked, nursing his empty glass. Sure thing. I headed for the garage, but stopped when I heard my name from the patio. Waylon doesn't understand modern relationships, Melissa was saying, her voice carrying that slight slur that appeared after her third glass of wine. He's so conventional. I froze behind the hydrangea bushes, hidden from view but able to hear everything. What do you mean? Asked my sister Joanna. I've been trying to explain to him that monogamy is outdated. People aren't meant to be with just one person forever. Melissa laughed, that tinkling sound that once made my heart skip. I want an open marriage, but he refuses to even discuss it. My stomach dropped. We'd had exactly one conversation about this 3 weeks ago, in bed, when she'd casually mentioned she'd been reading about ethical non-monogamy. I told her it wasn't for me. That was it, or so I thought. Wait, you're serious? Derek's voice now sounding uncomfortable. Completely serious, Melissa continued. I've already met someone at work who's in an open marriage. Ryan understands how these things work. I told Waylon he should try dating other people too, but he's too scared. I stepped into view then, ice forgotten. 6 pairs of eyes turned to me: Melissa, her sister Catherine, my sister Joanna, Derek, and our friends Paula and Martin. Melissa's face flushed, but she raised her chin defiantly. Well, this is awkward, Martin muttered. Waylon, Melissa said, straightening in her chair. I was just explaining. I heard what you were explaining, I replied, surprised by how steady my voice sounded when my insides felt like they were imploding. I didn't realize our private conversations were barbecue entertainment. Don't be dramatic, Melissa said. I'm just being honest about what I want. There's nothing wrong with open relationships. There's something wrong with humiliating your spouse in front of family, Joanna snapped, standing up. Melissa, what the hell? I didn't realize honesty was humiliating, Melissa replied, rolling her eyes. Waylon, come on. We can talk about this later. No, let's talk now, I said, pulling out a chair. Since you've already started the conversation, when exactly did you and Ryan begin discussing your marriage? Silence fell over the patio. Catherine picked up her purse. Maybe we should go. No, please stay, I said. Apparently my marriage is an open forum now. So Melissa, Ryan understands how these things work. How long have you two been having these discussions? It's not like that, Melissa said, but her eyes darted away. We've just been talking about relationship structures. Just talking? Is that why you've been coming home late 3 days a week for the past month? The words came out before I could stop them, revelations I hadn't even admitted to myself. You're tracking me now? Melissa's voice rose. I'm noticing patterns in my own marriage, I countered. Something you might want to try. I think, Paula said, standing slowly, that you two need some privacy. Do we, Melissa? I asked. Or would you prefer to continue this discussion with an audience? Melissa stood abruptly, her wine sloshing over the rim of her glass. You're making a scene over nothing. Nothing, Joanna echoed. You just announced to everyone that you want to sleep with other people and your husband is boring for not agreeing. That's hardly nothing. Melissa glared at her. You don't understand modern relationships either. I understand respect, Joanna replied. And this isn't it. As everyone awkwardly gathered their things, Derek paused beside me, placing a hand on my shoulder. Call me later, okay? He murmured. I nodded, too numb to speak. When everyone was gone, Melissa threw her hands up. Great job ruining our barbecue. I looked at her, really looked at her, and wondered when she'd become this person I didn't recognize. I think, I said carefully, that I should stay at Joanna's tonight. Oh, so you're running away instead of dealing with this? Melissa sneered. No, I replied, picking up my keys. I'm giving myself space before I say something I can't take back, unlike some people. She's been seeing this Ryan guy for at least 2 months, Joanna said, sliding a cup of coffee across her kitchen counter to me the next morning. Catherine told me after we left. I wrapped my hands around the mug, trying to absorb its warmth. Catherine knew? She suspected, but yesterday confirmed it. Apparently, Melissa's been confiding in her. Joanna's expression was a mixture of anger and concern. I'm so sorry, Way. Why wouldn't Catherine tell me? Family loyalty? I don't know. I'd have told you. She sat beside me. What are you going to do? I don't know. I stared into my coffee. I can't believe she announced it like that in front of everyone. The doorbell rang and Joanna went to answer it. Derek's voice drifted from the hallway, followed by Martin's. When they entered the kitchen, their expressions were somber. "Hey, man," Derek said, squeezing my shoulder. "How are you holding up?" "Been better," I admitted. "Did you know about Ryan?" Derek shifted uncomfortably. "I'd heard rumors at the office. I didn't want to believe them." "Wait, you work with this guy?" I set my mug down. "Who exactly is he?" "Ryan Kessler, marketing department, transferred from Chicago about 3 months ago." Derek glanced at Martin. "I should have said something, but I didn't have proof." "What else do you know about him?" I asked. "He's got a reputation," Martin said, accepting a coffee from Joanna. "Claims to be in an open marriage, but I've heard his wife isn't exactly on the same page. He's been through 3 departments in 2 years due to interpersonal issues." "Interpersonal issues?" I repeated. "He gets involved with colleagues, things get messy, he transfers." Derek shrugged. "Management keeps him because he delivers results." "So he targets married women?" My voice sounded hollow to my own ears. "Not exclusively," Derek replied. "But he has a pattern." "I can't believe Melissa would fall for someone like that," Joanna said. "It's so cliché." My phone buzzed with a text from Catherine. "Can we talk? Alone." "I need to go," I said, standing. "Catherine wants to meet." "Be careful," Joanna warned. "She's Melissa's sister first." 30 minutes later, I was sitting across from Catherine at a coffee shop downtown. She looked tired, her usual polished appearance slightly frayed. "I should have told you," she began without preamble. "I just kept hoping Melissa would come to her senses." "How long have you known?" I asked. Catherine sighed. "She started mentioning him in April, just casually at first. My colleague Ryan thinks this, or Ryan recommended that book. Then in May, she told me they'd had lunch together. By June, she was talking about open marriages and how Ryan's relationship worked that way." "Is he actually in an open marriage?" "That's the thing." Catherine leaned forward. "I got suspicious and did some digging. His wife Angela works at my gym, so I introduced myself." "You spoke to his wife?" I felt a jolt of surprise. "Yes, and guess what? They're not in an open marriage. They're in marriage counseling because of his repeated affairs. Angela has no idea he's telling people they have an arrangement." I sat back processing this. "Does Melissa know this?" "I told her last week. She accused me of lying to sabotage her happiness." Catherine's eyes welled with tears. "I've never seen her like this, Waylon. It's like she's having some kind of breakdown or midlife crisis." "Has she actually admitted they're having an affair?" Catherine hesitated. "Not in those words, but she's been staying late at work 3 times a week for project meetings that mysteriously aren't on any official calendar." My phone buzzed again, a text from an unfamiliar number. "This is Angela Kessler. Catherine gave me your number. We should talk about our spouses." I showed Catherine the message. "I gave her your number yesterday," she admitted. "After the barbecue disaster. I hope that's okay." "Actually," I said, "I think it's exactly what I need." I waited in the living room as Melissa's car pulled into the driveway. On the coffee table sat a folder containing everything Angela Kessler had shared with me: photos, text messages, and timeline of the affair. The door opened and Melissa froze when she saw me. "You're home." "It is still my home, isn't it?" I replied calmly. "I've been calling you," she said, setting down her purse, "since you've been at Joanna's." "We need to talk." I gestured to the sofa. Melissa sat, keeping her coat on. "If this is about the barbecue, I shouldn't have said those things in front of everyone." "That's not what this is about." I slid a photo across the table, Melissa and Ryan holding hands at a restaurant. "Ryan's wife took this." Her face paled. "You're having me followed?" "Angela reached out to me. She's not aware of being in an open marriage." I leaned forward. "Funny how that works." "This isn't—" "Please don't lie anymore. I've spoken with Angela. I know everything." I showed her the text messages. "Including that you've been planning to leave me." "Where did you get these?" "His cloud backup. He's not tech savvy." I watched her carefully. "Were you going to tell me, or ambush me with divorce papers?" "It wasn't supposed to happen this way," she whispered. "How then?" "Help me understand." "I wasn't happy," she said. "We fell into a routine. Ryan made me feel alive. And you couldn't talk to me about feeling unhappy? We had to go straight to affair?" "I tried. You didn't listen." "When?" I challenged. "When did you ever say, Waylon, I'm unhappy?" Before she could answer, the front door opened and Ryan walked in. Mel, your car's outside, but he stopped when he saw me. You have a key to my house? I stood. Ryan, you shouldn't be here, Melissa said quickly. I'm Waylon, I said. The husband you've been lying to about your open marriage. Ryan's face hardened. Whatever Angela told you is supported by evidence. I cut him off, including texts where you claim to be separated. This is between Melissa and me, Ryan said, stepping toward me. Back off. In my house, I don't think so. I turned to Melissa. You gave him a key? Just for emergencies, she stammered. Waylon, please. Melissa reached for my arm. Let's talk about this rationally. I am being rational. I'm not the one who brought my affair partner home. Ryan stepped between us. Melissa's made her choice. She wants to be with me. Ryan, stop, Melissa hissed. That's not what we agreed. Is that true? I asked her. You've chosen? I need time to think. Time to think? Ryan turned to her. After what you said last night? What did you say? I asked quietly. I said I loved him, she whispered. But I'm confused. This is all happening so fast. It's been happening for months, I said. You're just upset because you got caught. Ryan jabbed a finger at my chest. Back off and let her decide. Get out of my house, I said, my patience gone. Or what? He challenged. Or I call the police for trespassing. I pulled out my phone. This is ridiculous, Ryan scoffed. Are you going to let him threaten me? Both of you, stop, Melissa pleaded. This isn't how I wanted this to go. How did you want it to go? I asked. The humiliation, the sneaking, giving him a key. What part was supposed to be respectful? I'm sorry, she said, tears forming. I never meant to hurt you. Yet here we are. I dialed 911. Ryan lunged for the phone, shoving me against the wall. Don't you dare. The dispatcher answered, 911, what's your emergency? Intruder in my home, assaulting me, I said as Ryan grabbed my collar. Hang up, Ryan shouted. Ryan, stop it, Melissa screamed as I gave the dispatcher my address. In the matter of the restraining order against Ryan Kessler, the judge announced, this court extends the order for 1 year based on the assault on July 12th. I exhaled slowly. The police had arrived that night just as Ryan knocked me to the ground, resulting in his arrest and Melissa's hysterics. Regarding the divorce proceedings, the judge continued, I've reviewed the proposed property settlement. Melissa whispered urgently to her attorney, who shook his head. Miss Cooper, you contest the division of assets. Her attorney stood. My client believes the settlement unfairly penalizes her for what she characterizes as a momentary lapse in judgment. A momentary lapse? I muttered. Mr. Cooper has provided evidence that Miss Cooper transferred approximately $23,000 from joint accounts during her extramarital relationship. Is this contested? No, Your Honor, but those funds were for household expenses. The bank records indicate otherwise, the judge noted. This court finds the settlement equitable. Divorce granted. Outside, Joanna and Derek waited with Catherine. When Melissa emerged, Catherine approached her. Not now, Kath, Melissa said tiredly. I just wanted to check on you, Catherine replied. I lost everything, Melissa said bitterly. Ryan transferred to Seattle after the restraining order. I'm not okay. You didn't lose anything, I said. You threw it away. Melissa turned to me, eyes shining with tears. Waylon, can we talk? Now that it's over, maybe we can... It's been over since you decided our marriage wasn't worth honesty, I interrupted. I made a terrible mistake, she pleaded. We had 15 years together. Doesn't that count for something? It counted for everything. That's why your betrayal hurt so much. People recover from affairs, she pressed. We could try counseling. I don't want to recover from this. I want to move forward. Without me? Her voice cracked. Yes, without you. You'll regret this, she said, anger replacing pleading. You won't find anyone who knows you like I do. That's the point. You didn't know me at all if you thought I'd accept what you did. As she walked away, Joanna came to my side. You okay? I will be, I said. It's strange. For months, all I wanted was for her to regret what she'd done. Now that she does, I feel nothing. That's because you've moved on, Derek said, squeezing my shoulder. The old Waylon would have taken her back the minute she cried, Joanna added. Outside in the crisp autumn air, Derek asked, What now? I start over, I said. New job, new apartment, new life. Sounds lonely, Catherine observed. It won't be, Joanna insisted. We won't let it be. As we walked to the parking lot, I realized the pain's edges had dulled. The humiliation of that barbecue seemed distant now, replaced by quiet vindication. We should revive the legendary barbecues at my place next year, Derek suggested. I laughed, genuinely. Maybe, but I'm not bringing the ice. Have you ever had to rebuild your life after betrayal? It's not the path I would have chosen, but standing here now, I can finally see beyond the hurt. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't about getting even. It's about getting free.